spot and this setting. And as we officially open the pavilion today and cut this ribbon and complete this phase of the New Skin Campus, we should all feel pride in where we work and what we stand for, and appreciation for all those many hands and many hearts that have come together to get us to this day. We would like to recognize special guests. First of all, we have our founder, Sandy Tillotson. Wave, Sandy's here. And Steve's in China. We're missing him today. And of course, Blake is in Switzerland. We also are delighted to have Truman, our CEO. Truman, wave. President and CEO. He's right here. You'll hear from him in just a minute. And then we're delighted to have Mayor Curtis. Mayor Curtis is a dear friend of New Skin. We love him and all he does for this great community, and we're delighted to have him, as well as other civic, church, and Provo City leaders. Glad to have all of you. Thanks for coming and being so supportive of all New Skin does. So this project, as you know, we've watched it as we've come to work, and we've watched it go up, but we really want you to hear from the people who conceived it before we got to start watching it. So to tell us a little bit more about the Pavilion Project and this New Skin Campus, will you please give a warm New Skin welcome to Bob Shay, architect of this campus.
Thank you. So I began working on this project about 3.5 years ago, and I have to confess to all of you that prior to my first meeting with New Skin, I had never actually been to Provo, and I can still remember it. Actually, I think it was January or February of 2012, and it was one of those sunny, clear days, cold, the mountains were blanketed in snow, and it was just stunning, and it really made a lasting impression on me. And then over the next few years, as I continue to work on this project, this place here, the city of Provo, the New Skin campus, and of course the pavilion building behind me, all became very special to me. They feel very close to my heart. And I hope for all of you that live here and that work here and that get to spend time in and around this building, I think and I hope that this building will also become a very special place for you, as it is for me. When we set about designing this building, it was, of course, an office building, and more specifically designed as a place for meetings. It needed to be a place that could hold big meetings like this, as well as very small meetings, impromptu meetings, and casual meetings, and really everything in between. So it needed to be a flexible building. But to me, when I think about all these different types of meetings, what they have in common is really a sense of connection. Meetings are about people making connections and coming together. And in a way, that's a theme of this building for me. It's about making connections. And not just people making connections to people, but of course, people connecting with New Skin, with the company and with the brand. So for us, as the designers, it was critical that the building be a place where people could connect with New Skin. We wanted the building to embody some of the qualities and values of the company. And what that meant to me and to us as the designers was that the building have a strong sense of integrity, that it feel very open, that it be light-filled, and that it have a quality of timeless beauty. And so by striving to design these aspects into the building, we were really striving to make a place that when people were here, they'd be connecting with the company in a deep way. And then, of course, there are the views, which, luckily I get the view. You guys will have to turn around, but it is phenomenal. And it seems so obvious and just kind of effortless now, but most of you probably remember what this was like 4 years ago. There was a garage there. There was a diner over here, and we didn't have these views. And it actually took a lot of thought and a lot of careful effort to make this place what it is and to capture those views. And the views, they're not just about connecting to a building, but really it's this incredible temple that's so beautifully renovated is a part of the history of this community, and it's a part of the culture of this place that makes this place special and unique, as are the mountains beyond. So again, it's connecting on different levels: people, the company, and the community, and really what this place is. I'll just give you a few facts about the building. It's a two-story building. It's 18,000 square feet, and that brings the New Skin campus to more than 700,000 square feet on this 10-acre property here. It's the final stage in a campus expansion project of more than $100 million. On the second story, you can see that there's a second layer of glass, which is actually, that's part of a state-of-the-art system that's called a thermal buffer wall, or a vented cavity facade. And what that does is it allows the building to be very, very efficient while staying relatively cool in the summer and warm in the winter. It's a bit like having an extra blanket that you can use to shield yourself from the sun or keep you warm when it's cold. The reflecting pool behind me is about 8,000 square feet, and as I'm sure you all know, it has 11 independently controlled jets, which allow for some really cool and dynamic displays of active water. And one of my fondest memories working on this project was actually just about a month ago when we were doing I was doing the final inspection of this building. And I was in there looking at some things with my clipboard, and a family was was walking towards the pavilion building. It was a mother, father, and 3 kids, maybe 3, 5, and 7. And as they got close to the pavilion building, suddenly the jets came on. And the youngest one, the 3-year-old, just raced over. And the jets were doing this kind of wave motion back and forth like that. And so this little toddler was running back and forth, kind of chasing the water, just laughing. And his older brother and sister chased behind him, and they were following him. And it was one of those moments that when you've worked on a project for so long, to see people enjoying it like that, it just really feels good. So that was a nice experience. The interior of the building was designed by BCJ, who, as they always do, they did an impeccable and beautiful job. They chose materials from around the world, which I think is fitting for this international company. The stairway and the elevator core behind me have a stunning wall of white marble that comes from Turkey. The meeting rooms inside have gorgeous acoustic wood ceilings that are from Sweden. Most of the furniture comes from Italy, as well as here in the United States. And then the ground floor is a gorgeous black granite that's called Virginia Mist, which is from North Carolina, actually. But, you know, these facts, they don't really capture the essence or the spirit of this building, which is something that's hard, maybe even impossible to put into words. And so luckily for me, I don't have to try to put it into words, because you can just look at it right there and appreciate it. Obviously, it's not possible to achieve results like this without a great team, so I just want to close by recognizing and thanking a few of the companies that played a key role in helping us achieve what's here. So first of all, BCJ, as I mentioned, who did the interiors and just did a stunning job. GGN, the landscape architects, also from Seattle, who it's just impossible to overstate the importance of the landscape in this design, and it's only going to get better over time as the trees mature. The landscape makes the buildings look good. So as an architect, I'm eternally grateful to GGN for the work that they did. And then, of course, Oakland Construction, who had the hard job of building this place. As difficult as it is to design these buildings and draw them, I imagine it must be much, much more challenging to actually build them. So my hat's off to Oakland for the work that they did to execute this job. And then finally, New Skin, because you just can't have great architecture without a great client. So it's been a real pleasure and an honor to work with all of you. Thank you very much.